In the small mountain town of Highlands, there lived a young girl named Morgan. She was no stranger to the cold, frosty streets, where the twinkling lights of Christmas decorations seemed like a distant dream. Morgan was homeless, and as she watched the lively preparations for the annual Christmas parade, her heart ached with a longing for warmth and joy. As the town bustled with festive excitement, Morgan found a quiet spot on the sidewalk, her small frame wrapped in a tattered blanket. The aroma of roasted chestnuts and the sound of cheerful carols filled the air. But for Morgan, the festive spirit only intensified her sense of loneliness. Her eyes glistened with unshed tears as she watched families stroll by, their laughter echoing in the crisp winter night. The storefronts adorned with wreaths and ornaments seemed to mock her, reminding her of the family she once had and the home she had lost. Morgan's gaze shifted to the towering Christmas tree at the center of the town square, adorned with shimmering lights and colorful ornaments. The children around her giggled in delight, their eyes sparkling with anticipation for the upcoming parade. Wistfully, Morgan closed her eyes and made a wish. She wished for a warm place to call home, for the sound of laughter to replace the bitter cold that clung to her every night. She wished for stockings hung by a fireplace, filled with surprises and love. And most of all, she wished for a Christmas tree of her own, its branches adorned with ornaments that held memories yet to be made. As the first notes of a holiday tune reached her ears, Morgan opened her eyes to see the Christmas parade beginning. Floats adorned with sparkling lights and costumed performers filled the streets. Despite the biting cold, the atmosphere warmed with joy and merriment. As Morgan watched the parade unfold, a kind-hearted couple noticed her sitting alone. The woman, her compassionate eyes glowing, approached Morgan with a warm smile. "Would you like to join us?" she asked, gesturing to her husband and their children. Morgan hesitated, her eyes filled with both hope and uncertainty. With a nod, she accepted their invitation, feeling a warmth in her heart that she had almost forgotten. Together they watched the parade, and Morgan felt a sense of belonging she hadn't experienced in a long time. After the last float passed, the family invited Morgan to join them for a cup of hot cocoa. As they sipped the warm beverages, Morgan couldn't help but feel grateful for this unexpected kindness. It was in that moment that the couple asked Morgan if she had a place to spend Christmas. She shook her head no, and she looked down at her cup of cocoa. They then asked Morgan if she would like to spend Christmas, and possibly longer, with their family at their home. Morgan couldn't believe her ears. She looked up, with tears forming in her eyes, and nodded yes. The couple smiled, and the entire family hugged her. Morgan felt warmer inside than she had in a long time. Perhaps, just perhaps, this Christmas would be different. A turning point in her life filled with the warmth and love she had wished for. And as the snow began to fall gently from the sky, Morgan realized that sometimes the most beautiful gifts come when we least expect them. When the spirit of Christmas embraces us with open arms, even on the frosty streets of a small town called Highlands.